Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best laptops.
Starting at number 5.
Microsoft Surface Pro. The best 2-in-1 tablet we've tested is the Microsoft Surface Pro 8, 2021. This versatile tablet form factor makes the Surface Pro one of the best laptops for home use. You can detach the keyboard to make it easier to hold or save space, like on a kitchen counter, and pop it back on when you need to type something out. Its 3:2 display looks sharp, gets bright enough to combat glare, and has a 120 Hz refresh rate to make pen input feel more responsive. Above the display sits an excellent 1080p webcam and a Windows Hello IR camera for quick logins. The keyboard feels good to type on, although you need to buy it separately, and the same goes for the stylus. The battery lasts only around 7 hours of light use, but luckily, the power adapter is fairly compact, and you can also charge via its USB-C/Thunderbolt 4 ports. As this is a model from 2021, there's already a newer version, the Surface Pro 9. It's essentially the same device but with faster Intel 12th Gen processors. The Surface Pro 9 is easier to find, but if you don't need the performance increase, you can save a good chunk of cash with the Surface Pro 8 since it's an older device and often on sale. See the Surface Pro 9 on Amazon here.
Coming at number 4.
Lenovo IdeaPad Slim. Our best cheap laptop pick is the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Chromebook 14, 2023. This compact model is a great option if you only need a simple device for light productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, and video playback. The Core i3 configuration, paired with an FHD display, 8GB of RAM, and 128GB of storage, is regularly on sale for around $400 to $500 on Lenovo's website. The cheaper configurations with an Intel N100 or N200 CPU and or 4GB of RAM are fine if you have an extremely light workload. Just know that they'll get bogged down quickly when multitasking. As for the display, avoid the 768p TN display and get a model with a 1080p, touch-sensitive IPS panel. Not only does it look sharper, but it also has better viewing angles and color reproduction. Unfortunately, the keyboard feels a tad mushy, and the touchpad is small and sometimes unresponsive. Its 1080p webcam is excellent, which is surprising for a budget-friendly Chromebook. The battery lasts around 13 hours of light use and charges over USB-C. Lastly, ensure you can do everything through a Chrome browser or Android app because Chrome OS is limited in the type of applications you can install.
At number 3.
Acer Swift 3. The best budget laptop we've tested is the Acer Swift 314, 2020. Acer's Swift models aren't exactly considered budget and are usually more expensive. However, this is an older model from 2020, so the price has decreased considerably, making it a great value. You can get it with an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or i7 CPU and up to 16GB of memory and 512GB of storage. The Intel 11th Gen CPUs are a few years old but fast enough for general productivity tasks. The battery also lasts over 13 hours on a full charge. It has a nice FHD IPS display, a decent keyboard, and a wide port selection, including 2 USB-As, 1 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, a full-size HDMI, and a headphone jack. The webcam is our only major complaint. Its exposure is too low, and the microphone sounds staticky.
Number 2 of my list.
Apple 2022 MacBook. If you only need a laptop for light tasks like text processing, web browsing, and video playback, get the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022, instead, one of the best laptops for home use we've tested. Replacing the very popular Apple MacBook Air 13, M1, 2020, this M2 model has a fresh new design, a better 1080p webcam, and a more powerful M2 SoC. The main drawback is its subpar port selection, as it's still limited to 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 ports with support for one external display only, although the new MagSafe charging port frees up the USB-C you would otherwise use for charging. A larger alternative would be the newly released Apple MacBook Air 15, 2023. It's the same laptop as the 13-inch MacBook Air but with a 15.3-inch display and better speakers. The larger display makes multitasking easier, and you get more room on the keyboard deck to rest your wrist. Also, unlike the 13-inch model, you get an M2 chip with 10 GPU cores without upgrading to the more expensive model with a larger 512GB SSD. This all comes with a price increase of $200 over the 13-inch model. For Windows users, get the LG Gram 14, 2023. Weighing only 2.1 pounds, this 14-inch ultra-portable is even lighter than the Apple MacBook Air 13. It has a nice sharp display, a tactile keyboard, and a wide port selection that includes two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4s, allowing you to connect up to two 4K displays at 60 Hz with a single cable. The main downsides are that it has a smaller touchpad and a dimmer display.
And number 1.
Apple 2023 MacBook. The best laptop we've tested is the Apple MacBook Pro 14, M2, 2023. This premium mobile workstation has a sturdy build, plenty of processing horsepower for demanding tasks, and all-day battery life. It also provides an excellent user experience with its sharp 120Hz mini LED display, spacious keyboard, and gigantic, easy-to-use touchpad. The speakers are among the best on the market, the same goes for the webcam. The display has full DCI-P3 coverage and superb factory calibration, making it suitable for color-critical work like video editing. Ports include 3 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4s, an HDMI, a full-size SD card reader, and a high-output 3.5mm headphone jack. If you want more screen space and don't mind paying more, you can get the Apple MacBook Pro 16, 2023. It's the same device but with better sounding speakers and a slightly longer battery life. Just so you know, Apple has released new MacBook Pros with its M3 SoC. The new chips are faster and more power efficient, bringing new features like ray tracing and increased memory support up to 128GB. Both sizes look identical to their predecessors design-wise, though there's a new space black color. Apple no longer sells the M2 models on its website, so it's best to get an M3 model unless you can find the M2 on sale elsewhere. See our review of the Apple MacBook Pro 16, M3, 2023.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.